Hey everyone, welcome to AI Marketing. Today we have a guest that's going to talk to us about an AI Chief of Staff agent for marketing. It sounds very, very interesting. His name is Jakob Berhane, and we are going to jump in. Jakob, could you give us a background on yourself and a little bit about what we're going to talk about today?
Yeah, thank you, Mark, for having me. So I am the CEO, the founding CEO and head of growth at Quill Meetings, and Quill is your AI chief of staff. And prior to being at Quill, I was the founding COO of Parity, another venture-backed marketplace startup. Before that, was a venture partner, helped build a university, and prior to that I was an investment banker. So lived in a couple different places, had a couple different careers.
Okay. And so what is an AI Chief of Staff agent? What is it? AI agents, or is it an individual?
Yeah, that's a great question. So think of your traditional chief of staff, what they do for you. They're normally in a lot of your meetings. They have a pretty good understanding of how you like to work, what your workflows are, and pretty much knowing what your next step is on your to-do list. And we've all been hearing a lot about AI agents and what does that even really mean. And an agent is just something that can complete a task for you. So it might be sending an email, making a presentation, coming up with a marketing campaign. So combining the context that a chief of staff has, as well as the fluidity of what AI has allowed us to do. So you have someone that just knows about you because Quill's in your meetings and knows what you're talking about. And then it has the ability to just take the next task on your to-do list, like make a presentation or update your CRM for you and help you stay organized.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So let's, have you used, by the way, have you used OpenClaw yet?
No, I have some friends that have used it. I think OpenClaw it's really interesting, but it also has a lot of security concerns, and it can create a lot of chaos. And when you're building a company like Quill, which is local first, privacy focused, you really don't want to play around with a tool like OpenClaw because it could go pretty haywire, and we're pretty focused on privacy in that regard. But I use Claude Code, Claude Cowork a lot. I'll use Codex, and we have our own agent, Quillium, so I like to use our own agent also.
Okay. Good. Good. All right. So let's just kind of jump into it now and talk a little bit about what it is that you think marketers need. You know, we talked about AI Chief of Staff agent. Why do they need that now?
Yeah, I guess it depends on each person and how their workflows are. So if you're the marketer that is dealing with a lot of different people, maybe you have your own agency, you probably have your own CRM, and you're really, having meetings, having conversations, you're on the go. And the thing that makes you special is being able to engage with the person. Know, like, all right, they just had a baby. I'm going to mention that. Or I know that they like to play guitar, or they like to play pottery, all these different things that allow you to connect more with the person you're engaging with. But that takes effort. Like, that takes cognitive load to remember those details, to prepare those details. And a lot of times, very few people have the bandwidth to do that. So for that persona, Quill is in your conversations. It can listen to them. It can structure that information. It'll update your CRM for you so you don't have to. But even further than that, before a meeting, you could have Quill just tell you, like, hey, you're about to talk to Mark. And last time you spoke to Mark, here's all the things you talked about. And here's the things that you followed up with him on. And here are the things that you personally created a note in Quill that you said, this is going to be interesting for him. So make sure you talk about all this and make sure you bring that up because he'll appreciate it. So I think that it takes you beyond the step of just your task. It's kind of like a partner for you.
Yeah. Okay. And then how do you deploy it? Is there a system in place or a framework, or how does that work?
Yeah, so this is one of the things, referencing back to OpenClaw, the learning curve on that is really steep. Whereas with Quill, you don't have to be technical. You just download the Quill application from Quill Meetings, and it's very simple. Once you install, it loads up, and you have the interface, which is the three panels, and you just start talking to Quill, and it will tell you exactly how to use it. If you're like, hey, how do I set up my CRM? Quill will tell you, okay, just go to your settings, go to your integrations, and connect your whatever CRM tool you use. If you're like, oh, great, how do I add my Notion doc for project management? It'll tell you step by step how to do that. If you want to know how many things Quill can do for you, you can literally just ask Quill, like, hey, what can you do? Like, what could you help me with? And the more it learns about you, the more it's going to strategize and advise you on how it can help you. So it's really trying to help you at every step of the way and make it really seamless and easy. So any level can understand how to use it.
Okay. And what, like, if the CMO is listening to this and they come into this cold, what can they expect? What's the amount of effort you have to put into this in order to make it effective for them?
Yeah, it's a great question. The amount of effort is simply just talking to Quill and connecting your tools. So if you use CRM, or if you use a project management like Notion, or if you use Gamma, which is a AI presentation deck, that's, really starting to pick up a lot of attention. If you and I both worked at the same organization and we said, hey, let's try out Quill. We both use Quill. We both are having conversations, and we both connect to CRM. Quill will be able to tell me, if you give it permission, all your CRM updates, all your project management stuff. And if you're like, hey, Jakob and I are partners, he's been busy, I've been busy, we haven't been able to connect, but there's a couple of clients that, we're both working towards closing, and can you give me an update on how his conversations have been? It will actually see what I've been pushing to CRM and what I've been pushing to Notion. It'll just pull it down for you and say, hey, Jakob made a note here. Mark, he'd love for you to take over on this conversation, and he feels like it's really ready to close with this one agency or this one client.
Okay. All right. And does it put together content at all, or is it not that kind of thing?
Yeah. So if you wanted to make a presentation, like for example, using Gamma, Quill will look at the meeting you just had, or you can record your own voice note and just say, I'm thinking about pitching Google, and here's the guy that I want to pitch, or the gal that I want to pitch, and here's some things that I want to structure. But then also look at all my historical meetings, how I make presentations, and propose a presentation, and Quill will just make it for you. And if you want to use Gamma, it'll put it in Gamma.
And
But
let people know
otherwise,
what Gamma is.
so Gamma is an AI, it's like the AI version of PowerPoint, but think of it like Quill just connects to any of the tools that you're comfortable using. So if you prefer to use something else, you can just integrate it with Quill, and Quill will send it to that. If you like to use Claude, you could talk to Quill and gather all your context and say, hey, send this over to Claude, and I want to make a presentation there, or I want to make something there because I just like working out of Claude. It'll do that for you as well.
Okay. Well, is Claude kind of the one you like best?
For me personally, I do like Claude best, out of all the tools that Quill connects to. Um, for now, I think it's my favorite connector, because the difference is, like, Claude is a great tool, but Claude doesn't have context. It doesn't have a note taker. It doesn't know me historically. Quill knows me. I've had, hundreds of meetings in Quill. It has hundreds of hours of just how I think. And Quill's agent knows how to structure all that information. So then it makes Claude very, very powerful.
Hmm. Can you give us some examples of what it could do if you start using it successfully?
Yeah. Some of them, I mean, the most extreme examples of what I do there from a like marketing standpoint is a lot of the growth marketing stuff that we do. So I'll have a meeting with a client. They'll tell me how they're using Quill, how they like it. And then I'll have a meeting with one of our engineers, and I'll have a meeting with a person on my support team. And Quill has heard everything. Like, it's in every one of those meetings. And at the
Wow.
end of it, I'll say, all right, Quill, I need to now do a handful of things. Let's make a to-do list in Linear, which is like a kind of like a project management dashboard. So I can track things, it'll just action that. It'll actually suggest to me that it should do that. Then I'll say, I want to take the feedback that I got from that one client and build that into a prototype in Claude. So tell Claude to start working on that and it'll start structuring that for it. Then I'll also say, I need to make a marketing campaign about that feature that user told me that they like. So design a marketing campaign and send that to, Tom on my team, and Tom will get ready to push that. And also tell him how much we want to spend on that campaign between Google Ads and LinkedIn, and all the historical context on what I like to spend for customer acquisition. And it manages all of those things. So that way, when I go to Claude, all I do is say, hey, Claude, I think Quill told you about something I wanted to work on. And it's like, yeah, here, I found it. It's the PRD document, and I'll start building that out for you. So it really just gives me so much leverage.
Okay. Anything else that you want to cover that it does? I mean, people listening to this are probably wondering, okay, should I do this? And can it eliminate some of the employees that I don't need? What other things can it do, and what are the other advantages?
Yeah. So I would say if you have anybody on your team that is not using AI tools, then yeah, this will probably give you more leverage than having that person. But if you have someone on your team that is like, hey, it's so hard for me capturing the context, learning how to use these tools. I wish I had something to help me guide through this. Quill will help take the cognitive fatigue, like the mental load of, all right, I'm going to go use Claude to make this, presentation or Notion or Gamma, but like I had all these meetings today. I don't even know where to start. And you could just tell that to Quill, and Quill would be like, oh, don't worry about it. So you talk to these 7 people today, hear all the things you talked about. After you had all those 7 meetings, you recorded a personal note and you told me that your ideal outcome would be to do these things. So I've already structured all that, and all you have to do is say yes, and I'll start taking those tasks on for you. And that's a real important thing, because then it takes the administrative work away from you and allows you to focus on like what is really happening. How do I connect with people? Where do I see things going? Like, how do I refine my taste as a marketer and as a salesperson to be better at the core part of my job? Whereas I can allow AI and Quill to take over a lot of the admin work for me.
Yeah. Okay. Got it. I mean, it sounds pretty exciting, pretty interesting. Where do people find it?
Yeah, you can find us at quillmeetings.com, and also on LinkedIn, Quill Meetings, on X, Blue Sky, it's Quill Meetings. So would love to hear back from people. If you download and try it, you have a free trial for 7 days, and just ask it how it can help you with your day. It will talk to you, it will tell you, and the more you tell it, the more information it has to help you.
Love it. All right. And where do they get a hold of you?
Yeah, you can find me. My name is Jaco Berhane. You can find me on LinkedIn. You can also find me as Jaco Berhane on X, and you can follow me on Instagram. It's this Y_Berhane, Berhane. And you'll see me talking a lot about AI, writing, storytelling, just building and creating.
All right, great, wonderful. Thank you very much, and it was a pleasure having you on the show.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. Okay, thank you.
Cheers.